And welcome back. The Flag Awards for Teaching Excellence celebrates the work of New York City public school teachers who devote countless hours to supporting and enriching the lives of their students. Now, the vast majority of Americans rely on public schools, where teachers help students thrive despite low budgets, large class sizes, and other obstacles that are actually preventing them from being the best that they can be, particularly in the public school system, particularly during the current pandemic. The Flag Award for Teaching Excellence opened its nomination process for a school year's awards program. And joining us to tell us a little bit more about the Flag Awards is the founder of the Flag Award for Teaching Excellence, Glenn Furman. And Glenn, good to have you.
Thank you so much. It's great to be with you.
And a special shout out to you for creating this award. But I know that you really want to be able to highlight teachers, especially teachers who are, doing their best during this time. But give us a little bit about why you decided to create the Flag Award.
Yeah, I think my wife and I one day really just had kind of an epiphany. We have 3 young children, all of whom are either in kindergarten or in 3rd grade. So they're kind of young and dealing with their own schooling like every child. But I think we've really come to appreciate how important their teachers are in the process of getting them educated. At the same time, I grew up going only to public schools. My mom was a public school teacher. My wife's mom was a teacher. We had a lot of teachers in our community, in our family. My aunt was a public school teacher. So, I think the background of me having a lot of great teachers that helped me get on the right course, and then seeing our own children going through the process, just made us really appreciate what teachers do. And frankly, that teachers are not as celebrated as they should be, because they are really the most essential workers we have. And, look, we founded the award before COVID, but I think once everybody started doing all this remote learning, at least I speak for myself, I've had never as much appreciation as I do today for the value of teachers, because when I try to just teach my kids even one little thing at home, it's extremely difficult. So I really, have gained tremendous additional respect that I already had a high level of.
A new respect for teachers you have earned. So talk to us about how I'm out here and I say, hey, there's a teacher that's worth honoring. What's the process like and what's the deadline?
Sure. Well, first, let's just get to the punchline. The winning teachers get $25,000 in cash. The teacher's school also gets $10,000. So, everybody wins in the process. And you can go to the website flagaward.org, and anybody can nominate a great teacher. If you're a parent of a student, if you're a colleague, if you're a principal, if you just know of somebody that you think is a great teacher. You can't nominate yourself, so that's the only thing you can't do. But we want to really have this process also make everybody appreciate just great teachers. So it's not just about the winners. And last year we had a total of 22 winners, because not everybody is the grand prize winner. There's cash awards all the way through for semifinalists, finalists included. But we wanted just everybody to take a moment and say, well, geez, that teacher is really great. We should nominate that teacher. Or this other teacher is amazing. We should nominate this teacher. So, we're going to get thousands of nominations. And I think every part of that process, making somebody recognize to themselves the value of a great teacher, is really part of what we're trying to accomplish here. Just have everybody think about teachers in a new light, because they are doing incredible things for us, our communities, and society at large.
Yeah. Talk to me about criteria. So, you talked about you can nominate a teacher. Any particular things that a person should be highlighting?
I think it's hard to define exactly what makes a great teacher, but clearly it's a passion for what they do. It's genuinely caring about their students. It's about challenging and inspiring your students for greatness. It's working with the community, working with your colleagues, working with the parents. It's just somebody that just cares deeply about providing the best education possible for their students, and really customizing it for the specific students at hand, because as we all know, every single student is different and they have different needs to get where they want to go along the education path. And great teachers are able to adapt their message to the many different needs of their individual students in a classroom or on a Zoom. The whole Zoom thing obviously is throwing the definition of a great teacher into a whole new world.
If you can prevent your student from being a zombie, yes, you definitely can be considered a great teacher. Give me a little bit. You've had past honorees before, so talk to us about last year's honoree and what that person brought to the table.
Sure. Last year's winner was Lou Lahana. He is an amazing teacher. He actually will be one of the jurors this year. So he'll be judging and helping us select a winner along with the other incredible members of the jury. I have no say in who wins. My wife has no say who wins. There's an independent jury. But, look, Lou, I think represents all of the things that I just said. He works at a very specific school, the Island School, that has a lot of its own needs. A significant portion of the students in that school are homeless or in other significant financial distress. And he has really created a unique environment that celebrates the students, that helps them get to the additional things that they might need given their circumstances. Very much focused around issues of social justice. He really has just done an incredible job and was extremely worthy of the $25,000 first place prize for last year.
Deadline. Let's talk about that. How long does a person have before they can get their application in? What's the cutoff?
The timeline is now through December 15th. So you have a little bit of time, but the best applications do take a little time. You can't just say, I want to nominate, Mrs. Smith. It does take a little bit more detail. You have to write specific reasons as to what creative things they've done. And the nomination form gives you a lot of prompts to get into some level of detail, but it will take a little time to do it right. So give yourself a little time. But the nomination process is open now at flagaward.org. And you have through December 15th.
Yeah. And talk to us about Bronxites. Have you heard a lot from Bronxites in this process?
Bronx, yeah, look, we want, last year's award was only Manhattan teachers, okay, because it was the first time we'd ever done it, and we didn't want to overwhelm ourselves because we are a relatively small and new organization. But it was so successful last year in Manhattan, we've now expanded to include all 5 boroughs. So we're accepting nominations from all 5 boroughs of New York, not just Manhattan. And we've been already getting some fantastic nominations from the Bronx. So, keep it going, Bronx. We want to hear from you all. We want to see some more great Bronx teachers highlighted.
Yeah, we got the Bronx and New York City covered here on this show. And so want to make sure that everybody gets an opportunity to find out about this as we highlight teachers. Very quickly before we go, in this whole process, COVID-19, what have you learned the most about teachers?
Look, teachers are willing to do whatever it takes to get the job done, and that means if they have to teach on Zoom, because Zoom is a whole new thing, they're doing it. Just like we all are trying to figure this out one day at a time. I've never done my job on Zoom before, so I'm trying to figure out how to do it the best way, and I'm making some mistakes, and I'm learning from my mistakes. And I think teachers are the exact same way, and they're working with their students in a totally new technological environment, and yet the great teachers are figuring out a way to be successful on Zoom, just as they figured out a way to be most successful in person. And that's what makes a great person at any job. But there's a lot of great teachers figuring it out, and we're so proud of them all.
Yeah. Well, Glenn, thank you so much for, this award and putting it out there for our teachers, definitely essential workers for a time such as this. And we're glad to be able to tell people that there's an opportunity for somebody, and possibly from the Bronx, New York City, who will get that award. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Daren. It's my pleasure to be here.
And for more information, you can visit their website at flagaward.org.